Hello everyone, welcome for this new Elloa's Diary where I'm sharing the evolution of my character, my builds, what I enjoy, etc, etc. It's such a long time I've not done Elloa's Diary. The last one dates from April, so it's almost 6 months I have not shared with you how I evolved my character. And this for a simple reason. First, I was extremely happy with the build I had shown you in April. I really settled down in this build for a long time. And then you have the update 7, and the update 7 changed everything. It changed the way I play my character in every aspect of the game. So today, as you know, what's in trend at the moment is Imperial City. What I'm going to share with you is the build I'm using in Imperial City. So, not a dungeon build, really a build for Imperial City, which is not a serie build. So I'm quite happy about this build and I'm very enthusiastic to share it with you. Also, at the moment I'm really making research about how to play my character because I want to do a general guide about my character and how I play her in various situations, and I will wrap this up in a good video, but not a diary video. But that's not for exactly right now because there's still some point I'm not satisfied just yet. Also, what I'm doing the most at the moment in comparison to before, I'm most spending my time in Imperial City. I'm not doing so much dungeon anymore for now, so you will see. This build is really a hybrid build between PvE and PvP, because that's what you're doing in Imperial City. It's not just PvP or it's not just PvE, it's a mix of both. And a mix between healing and DPSing, and you will see that this build adapts itself very nicely in various kind of situation, depending of with whom I'm playing. If I'm alone, if I'm not alone, if I'm with another healer, if I'm the only one healing, if I need to DPS, if I need to change, if we meet a boss, if we meet other player. So I'm really happy about this. So let's start immediately with the spell I'm using. So here is my character. You can see she's veteran 16 and that's her attribute. So in Magicka I have 42 points, in health I have 22 points. Maybe I have a little bit too much health, but when you're doing a lot of PvP there's nothing like too much health. Health is always good. My gear is still my old gear, so I have not changed anything yet. So I will not speak about that because I will obviously change it. But for now, it's still my veteran 14 stuff. And the boon I'm using is still the mage to increase my max magicka. I could change for spell power, but for now I have that. It's the most flexible one. Anyway, let's speak about the skills and the spells. My first bar, it's a destruction staff bar, and that's my DPS bar. And I've been hesitating a little bit about those spells, and I've changed it. And now I'm quite satisfied. The first spell I'm using is Reflective Light, simply because it's snare and it's AoE. It doesn't AoE a lot, just 3 target, but it's my only AoE spell, and that's why I choose this spell over another spell that really interested me, which was Destructive Reach with a fire staff, which knock back the enemy. It's very interesting as well. But I sacrifice Destructive Reach to have one AoE spell, and that's the one. And it's also snaring, so it's great. I do not care at all about the Major Prophecy buff because I have it with the Mage Light, so I don't care about that. But for the snaring effect, for the DPS effect and for the AoE effect, that's why I'm choosing this spell. Crushing Shock, that's my main DPS spell in every situation. I really love it. I know it's a bit cheesy to spam Crushing Shock, but it's so useful. It do a lot of damage, and it's also you know, silence your target, or interrupt her. Structured Entropy, and that's a spell that was not on my DPS bar before, and I've put it there to increase my maximum health, to have 3 Mage Guilds spell, and so to increase my Max Magicka and my spell bar as well, with the Mage Guild line passive, and also to not stress too much with bar swapping. Bar swapping is very stressful and very annoying, and if you can avoid it, please help yourself avoid it, because sometimes it's not really the game that's not responding, but it's a bit confusing, and well, if you can make your life easier, why not? So I've put that spell there. This is my finisher, Radiant Oppression. Of course I will be stupid to not use it. Even if it has been nerfed, it's still very powerful to finish off mobs or people. Mage Light, Inner Light. Obviously I'm always using this one because it gives you Major Prophecy, and it also gives you the passive from the Mage Guild skill line. And my ultimate is of course Ice Comet, which do a lot of damage and is also a Mage Guild spell. So that's for the DPS build. Now for the healing build, or the healing bar with the restoration staff. I have give up Breath of Life, and that's a big change with update 7. I'm now taking Honor the Dead, because when I heal an ally below 75% of health, which happened quite often, it restored 50% of the ability cost. And now it works. So that means that it's quite cheap. Breath of Life is super costly. It's the spell, you cannot spam it unless you have infinite magicka for some reason. But I find it combined very well with Ward Ally. So Ward Ally, Honor the Dead, you're good. You don't really need so much else. You will also, it's a kind of single target heal, which is quite powerful and do not cost too much. And I find often with Breath of Life I was over healing. I was using it for just one person, so this makes more sense to have Honor of the Dead. This second spell, that's the spell I'm changing depending on the situation. That's for when I'm soloing, or if I'm playing in a group where there is another healer. Then I'm using Quick Siphon because not much people use it. I have choose this morph, so it's instant cast, so I can do it fast in trouble, and I don't have a long cast time. I know that it does not give back magicka, which could have been interesting, but I prefer to have a fast spell because I'm using this mostly when I'm questing or in a group when I do not need to heal too much. So it's good, I can put it on several targets and it will help the group with that. Structured Entropy, obviously, for the 8% maximum health, and to have 2 Mage Guild spells to increase the power of my heal. Ward Ally, my favorite spell. I know that a lot of people use the other morph. I prefer that one because it shields me and someone else. Mage Light, and of course the healing ultimate, which is so useful and needed. So this spell, when I need to heal, I'm replacing it by Combat Prayer, which also give Minor Berserk, Minor Resolve, Minor Ward to all my group. That's my main AoE spell. So as you can see, I'm not using Breath of Life and I'm not using Healing Spring. That's the big thing. So I'm not using the 2 most common used healing spells, and I'm very happy with the setup. It fits very well any kind of situation in Imperial City. May it be PvE, I can heal perfectly with this, but I can DPS very nicely with that too. I do not have so much choice, so I can only spam this, that, and finish with this. But still, it's really the perfect hybrid build for my taste. I can swap between the 2 bar in the fight. My healer is dead, buff I can main heal. or we are struggling up, I can start to heal our DPS, I can interrupt, I can snare, I can execute. It's really serve different situation, and I find it very good. Now let's see very fast what stuff I have, which is still the old one. I still need to work on that, but for now I have two piece of Nereid's spoiler. This should not be medium, it should be light, but I didn't have the chance to have it in light, so I had it in heavy and medium. I have 5 pieces of the Magnus set and 4 pieces of the healer set. When I'm mainly healing, I'm just replacing the pant with a healing pant. Here the jewelry is healer, and and that needs to be recharged. Let's recharge it before we forget. Regarding the champion points, basically the same thing than before. I think didn't change it so much, except that I have more. I've put some point here to reduce damage. I have a lot of points in the Lord to increase the effectiveness of my ward ally, but 10%, that's good. I don't need so much more at the moment, and there's only those 2 passive that really interested me. Here I'm almost putting everything in the magician, reduce the magicka cost of spell, makes sense, but I have still some arcanist as well to increase my magicka recovery. And here I only have everything in the apprentice, 34 in Elfborn, which increased damage and healing, so that helped me both for DPSing and for healing, and 20 for healing, because when I'm a healer I want to be a good one. So that's about it. I know that my next project, when I'm having 100 points here, or 120 actually, yes, when I'm finishing this apprentice, I will put a spell in the thaumaturge, but that's for a long time. And voila, that's all for this build. I hope it did interest you. I will see you next time. Oh, if you want to see me live, please check on my YouTube live stream. For now I'm streaming on YouTube, it's very nice, so please join up. I'm always warning when I'm streaming on Twitter, and I'm streaming very regularly, so every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday you can be sure to see me, unless exceptional, and sometimes I have extra stream as well. So if you want to be warned, because the YouTube warning is not very well made yet, follow me on Twitter and you will know, or come every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 9 to midnight Central Europe time, or 3 PM to 6 PM Eastern Coast time. I will see you next time. Take care guys, bye bye.